What up, YouTube? Today's video is crazy. I will warn you, this video gets a little grisly. It gets a little scary. It gets a little weird. But I think it's important to talk about all of the spaces where maybe our laws, rules, adults are failing us. Because I remember going online and playing RuneScape and getting a RuneScape girlfriend, and it's a lot scarier now that there's Discord and Roblox and all these other games and reasons for kids to develop lives outside of their families that maybe their parents don't see. I don't want to spoil too much. Check out this video. This company is shady as hell.
In this video, we will be displaying explicit messages that were sent to a minor, but we'll be giving...
Oh no!
So, it's been a few months since People Make Games released our video titled How Roblox is Exploiting Young Game Developers. In it, we shone a light on how Roblox, which is today one of the largest video games in the world, encourages children to make games on its platform only to give them a tiny fraction of the revenue that their games make. We had concerns about the extent to which Roblox is a system that predates on child creativity, and overwhelmingly, you folks shared those concerns. With game developers the world over
Cliffy B? Are you guys too young for Cliff Bleszinski? Is he still making shit? He made Gears of War and said some really great... At award shows, you were always waiting for Cliffy B to come up on stage. Cliffy B was crazy.
Developers the world over reacting with shock and anger at how Roblox was treating its creators. But I'll tell you who else had an interesting reaction to our reporting. Roblox Corporation. You might remember a part in the last video where we talked about a page on Roblox.com that told kids they could make serious cash. Yeah. After our video was released, this was silently removed from the platform.
Oh, they just took the third one out.
But this was just an appetizer of what was to come. We reached out to Roblox to say that we were working on a follow-up, and this time, Roblox's new Senior Director of Corporate Communications and Public Affairs offered to speak to us on the phone to see if we could arrange an interview. Spoiler, we did not succeed at arranging a straight interview. However, during that call, Roblox told us that our first video contained a number of errors, going as far as to suggest that we take our video off YouTube. Now, we asked Roblox again and again what these errors were, and we never once got a straight answer. Closest we got
Could you imagine? Hey, that video's got some problems. You should definitely take it down. Oh, we'd love to address those, like which parts were wrong, and maybe we can make a follow-up, and you can get your point out there. And they go, nah, just take it down. Maybe just take it down.
Part 1, Roblox's unregulated managers. Part 2, moderation and child safety. Part 3, did you know there's an entire stock market baked into this game's official store in which children are encouraged to gamble real money?
Sorry, one more time.
Did you know there's an entire stock market baked into this game's official store in which children are encouraged to gamble real money?
Speculation is insane. Why does everything have to be speculative? Why does everything have to be a gamble nowadays? Why can't kids just make games, put them on the store, and buy an extra chocolate milk at lunch, you know?
Seriously, how have people not reported on this yet? Come to think of it, how did we miss it in the first video? And part 4, Roblox's black markets. So, let's start with the fact that as Roblox has gotten more popular in recent years, it's developed a new safety issue that runs totally contrary to the platform's core idea of letting kids safely just make games for other kids. So back in the day, Roblox's central proposition was straightforward. Individual kids could play around with tools and make games for other kids and maybe make money. But as Roblox has gotten more players, at the time of this video, it has 47.3 million users every day. The most popular games on the platform have been making more and more money. Which means there's more and more competition to be among the popular games that Roblox users actually play. Which means today, less and less of the games on Roblox are the work of just one person. Mostly, the popular games are made by whole teams of people who are improving the scripting, modeling, the sound, and are churning out updates to keep people playing. And this is Roblox working as intended. During the keynote at the Roblox Developer Conference in 2018, CEO David Baszucki predicted that in the next 5 years there would be a game on Roblox developed by a company of 100 people. To Roblox Corporation, better games made by bigger teams are a sign of the platform's success. But what this means is that Roblox Corporation is still using the language of, hey kids, come get creative and make games in a way that parents are always going to be cool with, But in actual fact, the reality is significantly more complicated. Today, more and more people who want to take their Roblox development career seriously develop marketable skills like animation or programming for Roblox, and then leave the platform to sell their skills in a totally unregulated cluster of virtual communities, mostly Discord servers. Jordan, not their real name, joined the team behind a popular Roblox game that saw them being paid a percentage of the game's revenue. Then, when the owners of that game left
To be clear, paid a percentage of the game's revenue, almost assuredly in Robux, chat.
to start work on their next game, Jordan thought, this is my chance.
I planned out for spring break. Okay, spring break, I'm gonna work like 60 hours this week. So basically, I kind of crunched. Then we released the update, and it was wildly successful. It brought the game to the #1 position. And then they decided I was making too much. So they finally told us about the company that they had incorporated.
The people that Jordan was working for had, without telling anybody, formed a company, meaning that Jordan wasn't a partner anymore, they were now legally an employee.
After like going
He got Zucker fucked.
months of not managing the game after the game's been wildly successful due to us as the workers, I decided to start managing the game. And then them telling me that I wasn't working hard enough, they started kind of making veiled threats that I was replaceable. Then we decided that this percentage cut, this revenue split isn't viable for the long term. And so we're going to pay you fixed salaries from now on, which you can increase by working harder.
So did Jordan then fight for better treatment or try and warn other people about these bosses? No. Because of how Roblox is structured, Jordan decided that the smart move was just to quit and keep quiet.
Frankly, there's like a culture in Roblox against speaking out.
The way that Roblox is structured, individual users can take unilateral control over games and the revenue that those games bring in, and Roblox has set up no obvious outreach program for developer abuse. In fact, talking about what your boss did to you on the official Roblox developer forums falls under the category of harassment. And since there's no platform for Roblox developers to talk about this stuff, it's impossible to know how common these shady business practices are. Let's move on to part 2. When talking about problems with Roblox's moderation, it is hard to know where to start. The side of the moderation that makes the best headlines are the games that simply should not be there. Like this Wired article on the fascist role-playing game.
How Roblox became a playground for virtual fascists. Thousands of players flocked to a digital world filled with draconian rules, slavery, and anti-Semitism, and tested how far just a game can go.
Games, or this Rolling Stone article on the trolls who are always coming up with new ways.
Inside the underground strip club scene on kid-friendly gaming site Roblox. Roblox is a place for kids to create and play games. Now, some are earning Robux giving lap dances in virtual clubs.
To hide sex games on Roblox.
What are they gonna want next, chat? A license to put toast in your toaster?
Well, we actually have a story about moderation from a Roblox developer coming up later in this video. For now, we're going to tell just one story, and again, it relates to how Roblox's community has long since outgrown Roblox.com with its questionable moderation, and today often has no moderation at all. The official Roblox forums, not the developer forums, were shut down in 2017 with Roblox explaining that they didn't feel they could create a, quote, constructive and positive environment. The Roblox wiki adds this. It is commonly believed that the shutdown was the direct result of a YouTuber known as IsoToxic raiding the forums just a day earlier, along with the infamous post by Jared Pogi123Kaber on October 1st of that year, which linked to an illegal child sexual abuse site. So to clarify, because Roblox couldn't make their forum safe, they decided to instead shut the whole thing down. Today, the Roblox community is found on Discord, YouTube, Twitter. Even the Roblox developer forums are very, very quiet when compared to all of the unofficial Roblox developer Discord servers. So today, Roblox sees kids and celebrity developers mingling, and Roblox saying, if it didn't happen on Roblox.com, it's not our responsibility. Now, rather than explain why this is a problem, instead we're going to report on one young girl's experience. So, after this channel's last video on Roblox, a number of concerned parties got in touch with us to see if we could force Roblox to act regarding a Roblox developer with a few nicknames, including Dr. Rofatnik and Jaden Shedletsky.
This is not going to be funny, you know, trigger warning for people out there to hear this, but what an insane username.
When Sarah first met Doc in a Discord server, Doc was 24 and he knew that Sarah was 12.
Oh.
When I had first met him, he had mentioned his Roblox fan game, and I was like, hey, I like Roblox too. He was making a Roblox Sonic fan game, two things that had caught my interest at the time. So I asked him about it. Next thing I know, I get like 5 pings, and he sends me a bunch of GIFs of it. He's sending me progress of it already. He was the one who started taking the inappropriate jokes into DMs first. He kept encouraging it, saying that inappropriate jokes into DMs first. He kept encouraging it, saying that it was okay to make these jokes. It's not illegal, it's not breaking any laws, even though it was literally sexting. It got to ERP level at one point.
This flirtation continued for a few months, but Sarah made friends within these games' communities, and so hung around for years, with Doc continuing to act controllingly and inappropriately. It wasn't until 2020 that Sarah's friends were able to convince her that this behavior was not okay, and helped her to come forward with evidence of Doc's behavior. However, as anyone who's been following the Me Too movement will know, coming forward like this often has devastating consequences for the victim.
It was relieving somewhat, but at the same time, because I wanted to do something about Doc for a long time. Then, a little after that, it was really anxiety-inducing seeing everybody start to formulate arguments. And then, the first, real bad thing that happened to me personally was when I randomly got pinged by somebody who actually does work for SEO. And fun fact, when he was 11 years old and he pretended to be a girl, Doc had also flirted with him before me. And he was just like, dude, what the f***'s your problem? Doc rejects you. And now you turned right around and tried ruining his life for attention. And
This is actually so sad.
I was like, what the f*** are you talking about?
Doc released a video denying the allegations, going as far as including this audio of the developer still working under him, defending his character.
The DMs that were exchanged between Jaden and the victims were not okay, but Jaden is by no means a pedophile.
He understands the clear dividing line between jokes and serious, harmful actions against others.
I'm just saying, what he did was extremely wrong, and I agree with you all with that, but he's not a f***ing pedophile.
If it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck.
Is Doc speaking.
So let me start by apologizing for the things I've said. I know I shouldn't have said those things regardless of the context. Moving forward, I will not have this behavior. While I will not defend myself for the things I said explicitly, I will protect myself from the blatant attempt at character assassination. For as distasteful as the comments I made are, they weren't genuine, nor were they filled with intent.
Now, after Sarah and her friends came forward with evidence of Doc's behavior, Roblox did delete Doc's personal account. However, this in no way removes this accused abuser from the platform or stops his income. Before Doc's account was deleted, he transferred ownership of his Sonic games to an account created specifically to hold them. According to Sarah's friends, they have asked Roblox to do something about this by using the moderation tools, emailing Roblox, asking Roblox's moderators on social media, and even delivering a handwritten note to Roblox headquarters, and the games are still there. While working on this piece, we were sent a 40-minute video of Roblox community members harassing a developer who has since left the development team.
Yeah, because you're stupid and you work with a pedophile and he pays you. Of course you're gonna disagree.
I don't really care for the money, that honestly. It's more of a convenience.
It's quite something in this video. You're watching a mob of people harangue a young developer for working for an alleged abuser because they feel there's no way they're gonna get a response from Roblox. We sent Roblox the following questions. After banning the creator of the game Sonic Simulator from Roblox.com, does Roblox still intend to leave the games on the platform generating revenue for the creator? And if someone is banned from Roblox, what safeguards are in place to stop them from making a new account and continuing their behavior? Included in the bullet points Roblox sent us were these responses. We have a large, expertly trained team with thousands of members dedicated to protecting our users and monitoring 24/7 for inappropriate content, and developers removed from our platform for policy violations also lose access to monetizing. That's not true. That's what all of these people are trying to tell them again and again. Doc is still publicly leading the development of his Sonic games, as this recent update video from him proves. Doc's ban did nothing. He's still making money for Roblox and paying developers to come and work under him. Now, from the upsetting to the just plain unbelievable. I cannot believe we missed this in our first video. I can't believe the market analysts missed this when Roblox became a publicly traded company and went through an exhaustive valuation. So, Roblox is one of the largest sources of children's entertainment today, right? Think about other big children's brands like Lego or Disney. Think about what the market expects from these brands in terms of safety and care for their audience. Take a look at this. This is Roblox's homepage. If we just click the avatar shop and then collectibles, we arrive at something that looks totally normal, but only gets more jaw-dropping the more you study it. A shop where any Roblox user, no matter their age, can gamble, potentially making big real-life profits, but more likely losing some or all of their investment. What you're looking at here are collectible cosmetics that Roblox either sells a limited number of or sells for a limited time. Most recently as tie-ins with brands like Vans, the YouTuber KSI, or Swedish pop star Zara Larsson. And once this initial sale period is over, the only way that kids can get them is either by swapping items with other Roblox users or buying them direct from other Roblox users. And because the cornerstone of Roblox's economy is kids trying to look cool in front of other kids, these items immediately skyrocket in value from the $5 or $10
White hoodie, 100 Robux. Dreamy black hair, 100 Robux.
that Roblox sells them for. For example, here's a sparkly blue fedora that sells on average for 15,000 US dollars.
I'm sorry.
For 15,000 US dollars. But the important part here is that Roblox always takes a 30% cut from any sale that happens on its platform. So the more absurdly overpriced these items get, the more money Roblox makes. There are so many reasons that this is dangerous and irresponsible. I don't know if Roblox knows much about kids, but they tend to not understand the value of money and they tend to make bad decisions. We spoke to an Australian teenager called Jack, who does a good job of showing why Roblox continuing to mint and profit from these collectibles is a nauseating example of the company putting profits before the well-being of its audience. When Jack was 13, he managed the impressive feat of making a hit Roblox game. He called it Secret Pet Hatching Simulator, which made him 200,000 Robux. And in a heartbeat...
So that should be, what, $2,000. But remember, you can't actually cash it out, so it should be about $600.
He'd spent it.
It was really stupid back then, but like I spent it on stuff in the catalog instead of DevXing it into real money, which I really regret now. I spent like half of it and bought like 2 faces and a hat, and then
that's crazy.
That's crazy. After the other 100,000 finished pending and I got it in my account, I wanted this bigger item. It was called the Silver King of the Night.
There are multiple answers to this, so I'm gonna have to ask you, why did you do this?
Honestly, like, because I'd been playing the game for like 4 years at that point, and like I'd always been like looking in the catalog, always wanting those items, and like, you know, just finally being able to afford them. My mind just told me to go for it, you know?
Worse, buying these items pushed Jack below the 100,000 Robux minimum withdrawal amount, so Jack had just gone from receiving a paycheck of almost 1,000 Australian dollars from Roblox to having a paycheck of $0. What would you have done with that money if you had it?
With that money, I think I would have kept like 300 in savings just for later life, and I would have spent the other 550 probably to upgrade my setup and buy a new mouse and keyboard and stuff.
Okay, you would have upgraded your hardware that would have been useful, I would say, for a young game developer.
Yep.
Why is Roblox selling to children items that cost like hundreds of Australian dollars?
Yeah, it's pretty mind-boggling. Like, I would never spend that much money in real life.
But Jack's story gets worse. It's not just irresponsible of Roblox to sell kids these items, it is dangerous for Roblox to let kids be in possession of assets that are this expensive. After Jack had bought these items, a Roblox developer that he'd been talking to for a couple of months that he thought was his friend sent Jack a file that Jack thought was an asset to help with Jack's next game.
I downloaded this
Oh no, he's gonna get heisted for his silver star of the night
file off the Roblox website, which actually contained a cookie. You can get into their account just by having the cookie. He sold the limited items for like pretty cheaply and made a quick, like, I think it was like 50k after he sold them. I hate myself because of it, because like
50k Robux, I assume.
with that money, I could have made like my parents proud.
Jack then went through Roblox's appeals process, and they responded that they couldn't help because Jack had sold the items himself. Jack sent in another ticket and got the same response. Jack sent in a third ticket and this time got the response that they couldn't help him because the transactions had happened more than 30 days ago. But at least Jack still had his profitable hit game, right? Well, no. Because in another win for Roblox's superb moderation, his game had been deleted through no fault of his own.
In Roblox Studio, there's something called the toolbox where like you can get assets made by other people and use them for your own game. And then the game got banned because I wasn't allowed to use something that Roblox had provided to me.
Some stranger, it turned out, had harvested resources from someone else's game and uploaded them to the toolbox illegally, which meant Jack was using them illegally, even though he'd been provided them by official Roblox channels, and his game, his work, his income was deleted. Jack's learning Unity now. But all of this, the selling collectibles to kids, is actually only half of what makes the collectibles market so disturbing. Because the market tells all Roblox users what the original price of these items was and a chart of how that...
Right, this is where it gets speculative. It started at $100 and now it's worth $3,000.
Price has changed. Roblox has created and continues to support a stock market for users to gamble on their children's platform.
Roblox should be the most profitable company in the world. It should be Roblox and it should be Emerald Mines in South Africa. Two companies that are absolutely the most exploitative things I've ever seen in my life.
People Make Games was contacted by one source who made a lot of money trading these collectible items and today works in venture capital. He was only willing to speak to us on condition of total anonymity, which is why his quotes are going to be read by my colleague, Chris.
Do you think they verified this?
Ultimately, what they've made here is something that lets kids trade extremely valuable, non-fungible tokens. And they can't actually do that because of the nightmare of regulations they would have to navigate. Even the currency of Robux right now, the legality of that is really questionable.
They need to full commit and let kids short these collectibles. That would be so insane. I would love to leverage everything into that Gucci bag.
And this brings us on to part 4. This is our talking.
So for almost a decade, there's been a black market on Roblox. It's been an important part of the economy for at least 10 years.
The black market that R was talking about there includes websites like oprewards.io, rbx.place. So what do any of these websites do? Well,
CSGO Lotto.
You know how if you're selling one of these expensive collectible items on Roblox, Roblox will take 30% of the sales price?
Oh yeah, why would anyone, like, there's such an easy middleman opportunity of just trade the items off platform and you don't lose that 30%.
And do you remember how Roblox buys your Roblox at just a horrible rate so you don't get much actual cash for the Robux you sell? These websites connect Roblox users who want to buy or sell collectibles and Roblox users who want to buy or sell their Robux. So if you're a kid who wants a Roblox Gucci handbag for cheap, you can buy it straight from a seller. Or if you're a Roblox developer who wants to turn the Robux their game earns into a bigger real-life paycheck, you can sell your Robux to users directly and make way more money.
This hasn't been talked about for various reasons. Obviously, if Roblox is going public on the stock market, then it's not the greatest look for them if there's been this underground black market of kids buying and selling from each other. And because these trades are happening outside of Roblox, there's no way they can moderate it or even track trades to punish scammers.
There's malware, credit card phishing, scams, hidden fees. These websites will make kids watch videos or fill out forms, to say nothing of the fact that kids have to get legally creative when it comes to how to put their money into these sites.
Right.
Now, it is in no way surprising that these websites exist. What is surprising is how many of them there are and how the most popular ones have been up and running for years. That makes no sense when they completely undermine Roblox's business model, and the reason R said that they're still alive is that they are now fundamental to Roblox's economy.
Everybody is using these sites from top game developers down. Of course, people who get caught doing it, their accounts are banned, so Roblox has to somewhat enforce it, but at the same time, most people turn to that because DevX, The term for officially converting Robux to real-world money is kind of a gamble in the first place, because if you have limitations or bans or anything like that, or if you're not a community member in good standing, you might not be able to
Oh,
dev
this would explain how someone like Doc, who is very obviously a child predator, is still able to make money because he's not DevXing through Roblox. He is trading items or Robux or other things on these third-party websites.
Roblox can't crack down on it because they just get backlash, so they turn a blind eye to it.
People Make Games will probably not be making another
Hey,
video
Kev,
on
all
Roblox
children are
because,
bastards.
frankly, investigating this company is just super depressing. The platform today is almost inconceivably massive and getting more power and more money by the day. In fact, just as we were finishing putting this video together, Roblox released their latest earnings report and the company skyrocketed in value once again. Roblox is now officially bigger than Nintendo. And this success is alarming because Roblox right now is setting the standard for what society expects in the future of digital labor, of internet child safety, and accountability of big tech. The CEO of Roblox now has a net worth in the billions. We were told that we weren't being objective, while this company refused to even admit the existence of the collectible stock market that they created, of the underground black market of website that they allowed to exist. They didn't say anything to us about this questionable reality of kids working underneath other kids. They told us that we weren't seeing the bigger picture while refusing to even admit the existence of whole parts of this picture. This isn't PR, this is gaslighting. So, considering that People Make Games probably won't be doing another video on Roblox, we want to try and wrap this all up, give you some kind of conclusion or takeaway on all of this. Whatever you might find concerning about Roblox as a platform, all of it feels to me like a natural consequence of a company with a profit motive able to act under next to no scrutiny. I'm a journalist of technology and games, and it took me months to unpick how Roblox operates, and that was only with the help of dozens of Roblox users explaining things to me. What hope do most parents and politicians have of understanding exactly what their kids are doing on Roblox? And I don't think Roblox has any inclination to help parents and politicians understand exactly how their business works, because right now Roblox is making money hand over fist, and they're not going to want to do anything that gets in the way of that, no matter how many young people shout that this is not a platform that values their well-being. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Kind of depressing, eh? If you'd like to thank us...
Set off the fireworks. Yeah, kind of sad. Well, Chad, thank you for watching. And that was crazy. Actually crazy. What a world.